Christmas is supposed to be the safest time of the year. Family, warmth, locked doors, but for the people into night stories, something went wrong. I have 5 true stories sent to me by people who experienced something disturbing during the holidays. These aren't ghost stories, these aren't legends, these happened, and none of them celebrate Christmas the same way anymore. My roommate came into my room on Christmas Eve. It was 3 a.m. and she was just standing there, smiling. This was sent to me by a woman named Jenna. She was 24 at the time, living in a shared apartment in Chicago with a roommate she'd found online. Her roommate's name was Dana. They'd been living together for about 4 months. Dana was quiet, kept to herself, worked night shifts. They weren't close, but things were fine. That December, Jenna decided to stay in the city for Christmas. Her family was across the country, and she couldn't afford the flight. Dana said she was staying too. On Christmas Eve, Jenna went to bed early. She had a cold and just wanted to sleep through the holiday. She woke up at 3 a.m. Dana was standing in her doorway, not moving, not speaking, just standing there in the dark, barely visible from the hallway light, and smiling. Jenna froze. She didn't know what to do. She asked Dana if she was okay. Dana didn't answer. She just kept smiling. After what felt like minutes, Dana turned around and walked back to her room. Jenna heard her door close. The next morning, Jenna tried to ask about it. Dana acted like nothing happened, said she didn't remember getting up. But Jenna noticed something. Dana's door had been locked from the inside. Jenna checked it herself. If Dana had been in her room all night, who was standing in the doorway? Jenna moved out 2 weeks later. She never got an explanation. She told me, "I don't know what I saw that night, but it wasn't sleepwalking. She was looking right at me." She doesn't talk to Dana anymore. She doesn't even know where Dana lives now. But sometimes late at night, she still checks her doorway before falling asleep. I was alone in a hotel on Christmas Eve. Someone tried my door handle at 2 a.m. 3 times. This story comes from a Reddit post I found last year. The person deleted their account, but I saved the story. His name was Marcus. He was 28, traveling alone through Eastern Europe during the holidays. He didn't have family to go home to, so he decided to spend December on the road. On Christmas Eve, he checked into a small hotel in a town he couldn't pronounce. The place was nearly empty. Just him and maybe 2 or 3 other guests. The woman at the front desk didn't speak much English. She handed him a key and pointed to the stairs. His room was on the 3rd floor, small, cold, a single bed, a window overlooking an empty street. He didn't mind. He wasn't there for comfort. That night, he went to bed around midnight. The town was silent, no cars, no voices, just wind. At 2 a.m., he woke up to a sound. Someone was trying his door handle, slow, deliberate, testing it. Marcus didn't move, didn't breathe. The handle moved again, then again, 3 times. Then it stopped. He waited. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Nothing. He didn't sleep the rest of the night. The next morning he went to the front desk, asked if anyone had come to his room. The woman looked confused. She said he was the only guest on the 3rd floor. Marcus checked out immediately. He told me he still doesn't know who, kind or what was outside his door that night, but he said the worst part wasn't the handle. It was the silence after, like whoever was out there was just waiting. We took a family photo that Christmas. When we looked at it later, there was one extra person. This was submitted by a woman named Claire. She's never shared this publicly before. Christmas 2019. Claire's family gathered at her grandmother's house in rural Ohio. It was a big reunion, aunts, uncles, cousins, about 15 people total. After dinner, someone suggested a group photo. Everyone gathered in the living room. Claire's uncle set up his phone on a timer. They took 3 photos, laughed, went back to dessert. Later that night, Claire's uncle uploaded the photos to the family group chat. That's when someone noticed. In the second photo, there was an extra face, standing in the back row, between Claire's cousin and her aunt. A man no one recognized, pale, dark hair, not smiling. Everyone assumed it was a joke, someone's friend who had tagged along. But when they asked around, no one knew him. Claire's aunt said she didn't see anyone standing next to her. Her cousin said the same thing. They checked the other 2 photos. The man wasn't in them, just the second one. Claire's uncle deleted the photo, said it was probably a glitch, a weird lighting thing, but Claire saved a copy. She showed it to me. I've looked at that photo a dozen times. The man is clearly there, clearly looking at the camera, and no one in that room knows who he is. Claire told me her grandmother passed away the following spring. The family hasn't gathered at that house since. She doesn't know if the 2 things are connected, but she's never looked at that photo again. I was driving home for Christmas when I saw him, standing on the side of the road, in the middle of nowhere, waving. This story was posted on a travel forum and later deleted. I reached out to the original poster, and he agreed to let me share it. His name was Kevin. December 2021. He was driving from Denver to his parents' house in Nebraska. About a 6-hour drive, mostly empty highway. He left late, around 8 p.m., to avoid traffic. By midnight, he was in the middle of nowhere. No towns, no gas stations, just flat, dark road. That's when he saw the man. Standing on the shoulder, no car nearby, no broken-down vehicle, just a man in a dark coat, waving his arms. Kevin slowed down. His first instinct was to help, but something felt wrong. The man wasn't flagging him down like someone who needed help. He was waving slowly, almost casually, and he was smiling. Kevin didn't stop. He drove past. In his rearview mirror, he saw the man drop his arms, just stand there, watching the car disappear. Kevin told himself it was nothing, probably just someone who needed a ride. But 20 miles later, he saw him again. Same man, same coat, same wave, standing on the side of the road, smiling. Kevin floored it. Didn't stop until he reached the next town. He never saw the man again, but he told me something that stuck with me. I don't know how he got ahead of me. There was no other car, no way he could have passed me. Kevin doesn't drive that route anymore, even during the day. Everyone went home for the holidays. I stayed behind, and on Christmas night, someone was in my house. This is the last story tonight. It was sent to me by a college student named Amy, December 2022. Amy was a junior at a university in the Midwest. Her family lived overseas and she couldn't afford to fly home. So she stayed in her off-campus rental house while her roommates went home for break. For the first few days, everything was fine, quiet, peaceful. On Christmas night, she decided to watch movies and order food, a quiet holiday alone. Around 11 p.m. she heard something, a creak, from upstairs. She froze. The house was old. It made noises. She told herself it was nothing. Then she heard it again, a footstep, then another. Someone was walking upstairs. Amy's heart stopped. She grabbed her phone and ran to the front door. She didn't look back. She called 911 from her neighbor's porch. Police arrived within 10 minutes. They searched the house. They found a window open on the second floor, footprints in the snow leading to the back of the house. Someone had been inside. They never caught whoever it was. No fingerprints, no witnesses. Amy didn't stay in that house again. She finished the semester living with a friend. She told me, "I keep thinking about what would have happened if I hadn't heard those footsteps, if I had gone upstairs instead of running." She doesn't like being alone on Christmas anymore, and she always checks the windows before she goes to sleep. My daughter opened her present Christmas morning. Inside was a photo of her, sleeping. We didn't take that photo. This was sent to me by a father named Richard. He still doesn't like talking about it. Christmas 2020. Richard, his wife Karen, and their 7-year-old daughter Lily were spending the holidays at home in suburban Minnesota. Christmas morning came. Lily ran downstairs to open presents, normal, happy, excited. She tore through her gifts one by one, dolls, books, a new tablet. Then she found one more box, small, wrapped in plain red paper, no tag. Karen assumed Richard had wrapped it. Richard assumed Karen had. Neither of them had. Lily opened it anyway. Inside was a photograph, a photo of Lily in her bed, asleep. The photo was taken from inside her room, from the corner near her closet. Karen screamed. Richard grabbed the photo and looked at the back, written in black marker. "She looks peaceful." They called the police immediately. Officers searched the house, dusted for prints, checked the windows and doors. Nothing. No signs of forced entry, no fingerprints, no explanation. The photo was taken recently. Lily was wearing the pajamas she'd gotten the week before. Someone had been standing in their daughter's room, watching her sleep, and they had wrapped the evidence and put it under the tree. The family moved 3 months later. They never found out who took the photo or how they got in. Richard told me, "I still check her room every night, every corner, every closet. I don't think I'll ever stop." Lily is 11 now. She doesn't remember the photo, but Richard does. Every single Christmas. We were snowed in on Christmas night. Someone knocked on the door at 2 a.m. We were 20 miles from the nearest neighbor. This story comes from a Reddit thread about holiday horror experiences. The original poster agreed to let me share it. Her name was Michelle. December 2018. She and her husband David had rented a cabin in rural Vermont for Christmas. The nearest town was 30 miles away. On Christmas Eve, a snowstorm hit. The roads became impassable. They weren't going anywhere. That night they went to bed around midnight. Snow was still falling. The world outside was silent. At 2 a.m., Michelle woke up to a sound, knocking, on the front door. 3 slow knocks, then silence, then 3 more. David grabbed a flashlight and went to the door. He looked through the peephole. Nothing, just snow. He opened the door slowly. The porch was empty, but in the snow, footprints, a single set, coming from the woods, stopping at the door, no footprints leading away. David slammed the door and locked it. They didn't sleep the rest of the night. The next morning, the footprints were still there, deep, clear, leading straight from the tree line to their door, but no return prints. No indication that anyone had walked away. It was as if someone had walked up to their door and vanished. They left that afternoon. Never went back. Michelle said, "I don't know who knocked on our door that night, but I know someone was standing on that porch, and they didn't leave any tracks walking away. Some things don't have explanations, and sometimes that's the scariest part."